I feel a huge sense of relief when I'm watching the news and the sports section comes out with Serena Williams, who, let's face it, is a bit past her use-by date in the world of tennis, is out there showing some young upstarts how it is done. You see, by that time I'm stressed out. It starts with a news flash about the Ukraine war, maybe followed by other clips featuring autocrats killing ordinary citizens. There's not much I can do about it, so I think how lucky I am to live in a democratic society. But then there are more news items which highlights the amount of power the mega corporations hold, manipulating democratically elected governments to adopt strategies which lead to bigger and better profits. I see items on floods or bushfires and think how the profits of these mega corporations has come ahead of taking action on climate change. They argue that climate has always changed, so there's no need to cut emissions. This is like driving a car on a bumpy road and you get a flat tyre which makes the ride very rough, and saying this road is always bumpy, so we can't have a flat tyre. The feature of the information age seems to be the abandonment of truth. We try to ignore all the troubles in the world, but people still have to eat. Our food system has brought the curse of chronic or non-infectious diseases like diabetes, heart attacks and dementia. The prime reason is a food system which puts profits ahead of health. It may not be as bad as the autocrats killing people, but it is still bad. They may say that there's always been diabetes. It was known in ancient Egypt, so they argue it is nothing to do with our modern food. The bumpy road argument again. When I was a kid in the Second World War, people would dig up their lawns and grow vegetables. It was their main food supply. I have no doubt chronic diseases like diabetes existed, but I simply never heard of them. But they are now common. One of my jobs as a kid was to slowly lower plant pots into a big tank of a foul-smelling broth of chicken manure until the water reached the surface, then take them out and let them drain. Back then I did not understand the mechanics. I was just too frightened of falling into that tank. But now I do know how it works. Our food system has changed dramatically since then, from one based on recycling of manures and waste to one based on chemical industrial farming. At the same time, there's been an explosion in non-infectious diseases. Fortunately, anyone can test for themselves if eating a traditional diet of plants grown in soil rich in nutrients and beneficial microbes improves health. Just try it and see. How can people access this food? Now, this is something I can actually help with by making it easy to grow real food at home. The majority of people now live in cities, often in apartments, and may not have gardens and backyards. But there are some keen gardeners who can help. So what I can do is to create a social movement where I can introduce people with gardens of the wonders of flood and drain. But this time, not exploiting child labour, but the modern version using pumps and timers, which actually works a lot better. They can use modern technology to actually grow food rich in nutrients and beneficial microbes. The rich living soil can be put into boxes so people in their locality can grow food which is full of nutrients and the beneficial microbes, so they can extend their health span by growing fresh food and vegetables at their home, even if it is just an apartment. This is a social movement with the experienced growers providing both the soil, support and encouragement to help the whole community eat well. Want to join this social movement? Just go to www.biota.com.